Find the moment and make it. Write your headline and raise it to the sky.
Hey guys, we're back.
Here we go again. It's Ask Us Anything Part 2.
Sunsets like a tangerine. Let's find a road we've never seen. Life is short, make it sweet.
Just 2.
More questions that we will answer because you asked us anything. Ready?
Yep.
Question number 1 from Dennis West, our friend in Idaho, in the Boise area. Dennis asked us, so we're working on retirement plans and budget. Have you guys done a video on your budget, the way you travel? Did you retire before you're old enough to draw Social Security? And if you did, how did you cover health insurance before Medicare? Says they're struggling with this. First question, we have not done a video on our budget. We just not really have no inclination to do that kind of a video. I just think there's enough of them out there on the internet, and if you really want to look at people's budgets, go visit Next Exit.
Yeah.
Bob did a wonderful job breaking out budgets. Check out his earlier videos on that because he did it like once a month for a long time, and it is excellent.
Yeah, precise Excel sheets, everything.
Yeah.
We just feel that it's way too subjective. Everybody travels different. Everyone has a different income or needs, you know, for insurance or whatever. There's just so many variables that we just feel that it's not accurate because one size doesn't fit all.
That's it right
at
there.
All.
Perfect. One size does not fit all.
No.
His next question was, did you retire before you're old enough to draw Social Security? I did not. I did not wait for full retirement age. I went ahead and cut it at 62, and actually I didn't even start drawing until I was almost 63. It was 62 and a half, almost 62 and 3/4 before I started drawing.
Because your birthday's in December.
So I went ahead and did it like that. Did I get penalized? Yeah, everybody gets penalized if you take it before your full retirement age. But I figure I'm going to make it up in the long run. We'll see. It's a crapshoot. It really is.
And you know what? This way, you're younger, you're enjoying your life better. Why wait until you're old and broken down to enjoy the rest of your life?
Yeah.
So.
His other question was, if you did, how'd you cover health insurance before Medicare? We just went out and bought it ourselves. We were on Obamacare for a long time until I could do the Medicare. She's still on the Obamacare. And that's, you know, we just pay out of pocket for it.
Yeah, and you go where you're told to go.
Go where you're told to go for doctors.
So
on
I don't
that.
go.
So that was that. Dennis also had a second question that he emailed us a little bit later. He says, can you talk exit plan? Do you have one? In general, if people sell a house to fund this dream, how do how does Dennis and his wife plan the old age exit plan? I think that makes sense. I think it just deals about having an exit plan. A lot of people go into this and say they're going to do it 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and they have a specific exit plan. We got into it, no exit plan. We just said we'll go as long as our health holds out and we feel like we want to travel.
We did not have a house to sell. We rented. We were in California, and
Yep.
we always said when we were there, because we were there because of Tom's job.
Yeah.
And we did not want to put down any roots there, so we never bought a house. We just rented. So it was really super easy for us to say, okay, everything's gone, bye-bye.
So that's us. You know, it's different. Again, it's different for everybody. One size doesn't fit all. But for us, 7 years into this now,
just about a couple months.
Just about 7 years and a couple months, we still have no exit plan. We really haven't even discussed an exit plan. And as far as I'm concerned, this is my exit plan. I figure I'll exit out of this in a box.
We live in a box.
A smaller box.
A triangle box. I mean, a triangle box. A rectangle box. I know my shapes. Yeah.
Hey, our friend Rocky Mountain Huckleberry Chris asked us, what did you name the trailer? Well, we did this very early on.
Yep.
We named the truck and the trailer.
Yep.
The truck's name is I-Tow.
Because that's what he does.
He tows. And what does he tow? He tows
Talo.
T-A-L-O-W. Tom and Lori on Wheels. That's what Talo stands for.
Yep.
So we've named them both. I-Tow Talo.
Yep.
Makes a package.
We kind of liked it. We thought, you know, it's kind of got a Star Trek name kind of vibe to it, so.
Trekish.
Trekish.
Keep that word in mind, too.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right, the next question.
Came from Kevin Holland.
Hey, Kevin.
Kevin says, have you thought about putting more solar and batteries on Talo? Yep, I've thought about it a lot.
Yeah, it comes down to that.
It comes down to money. Not that we're broke, we're not. But we can make it with what we have.
We're not swimming in money by any means.
Would it be more beneficial for us in the long run to have more solar and maybe go to lithium? Oh yeah, definitely. But lithium still is out of my price range as far as I'm concerned. More solar, even with the 4 6s that we've got as far as batteries go. Oh heck yeah, I'd like to double what we've got up there. We have 350 watts. But I would love to have 2 more panels. That's all I need to put up there. And I think when our buddies up north, Myron and Becky, I helped them install the solar up on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
I think we made the junction box capable. It's all pre-wired. All I got to do is put the panels up there.
Is that right, Becky?
I don't remember back that far.
So yes, we do.
So but the answer is
Talked
yes.
about it, yeah. No strong, firm plan, but yes, it has been discussed.
Oh my gosh. Okay, DS Law 01 asked us 3 different questions. The first question.
Naughty, naughty.
The second question.
Even naughtier.
And the third question. We said ask us anything.
We did. However, we didn't say we would answer everything. All right, on to the next question from the next asker.
Tammy Wilkins Anderson, our friend up in Bozeman, Montana.
Yep.
She just wants to know, when are you guys coming to Montana?
We don't know.
We don't know. We had a couple plans in the sand that we were going to make it up that way.
Mm-hmm.
Then we were going to make it up toward the northwest and then come back across
Yep.
the Canadian border and come down through Bozeman. Everything just kind of went.
Yeah.
So we're still thinking about it, though.
Mm-hmm.
We would love to see you.
We definitely
I'd like to see your whole family again.
Yeah. Yeah.
We used to live in Bozeman, Montana, for those of you that don't know. We owned a bed and breakfast there for a while. I worked in radio there for a while. And we loved Bozeman, Montana.
Yes, we did.
My goodness, it was just
Yes,
a
we
beautiful
did.
place to be.
Yep.
But yes, it is on our radar. We just don't know when. Debbie Riddle Reeves.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. Debbie's a very dear friend of ours because she's married to my best buddy, Chuck. So Debbie says, has Lori written her book yet? Now, for those of you who don't know, Lori is an author. She's a wannabe author.
No.
Everybody wants her to be author,
Yes.
especially Debbie.
Yes.
And the book she wants you to write is...
She wants me to compile all my hints and tips and tricks of RVing full time, everything I did to prepare, because she and Chuck have this dream to do this also one day. And she wants, because I was very thorough with everything that I planned and did, and most of the time still do. And so she wants me to write a book for her.
I'm thinking if she really does buckle down and writes it, we'll put it on Amazon.
Oh, God. No, I'm not doing that.
You'll become a best-selling author.
No. No, thank you.
You could do autograph signings.
Oh my gosh.
We could
no.
travel around and she could go different places and sign the book.
I don't think so. Nobody would buy it.
All right, so there's your answer, Deb.
No, I haven't written it yet.
There's the answer. Our friend Pam Banister from Joplin, Missouri. I did radio in Joplin, Missouri for almost 10 years in the 70s and early 80s.
When Pam was a teenager.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
She and I are the exact same age and love the same Leif Garrett and yeah. And so Pam was one of Tom's groupies.
Oh my gosh. She used to go to the skating rink when we did skating parties from the radio station I worked at there. So Pam says, have you ever thought about how you could cut that big cactus down? You know, the big one in Arizona, and how you could get it to me all in one piece. Good question, Pam.
I think that Mr. Dave would say, no, no, no. He has the copyright rights on that cactus.
That's our friend Dave with Our Endeavor.
Yeah. So Pam, we'll try and send you something similar.
How about that?
Just not as huge and illegal.
Hey, our friends from up north, Gary and Carol, RVLiving.life, has a couple questions for us. First one was, what was your reason to full-time RV and how did you do the transition? And Carol wanted to know, what was the biggest hurdle?
Well, I'll start with the biggest hurdle. And actually, he wasn't. Because I was prepared. The aforementioned book that I had written for our needs, not for a generic overall, I had all of his doubts and questions answered.
Just because I'm a doubting Thomas once in a great while.
Yeah, so I was ready with a rebuttal, so therefore he really didn't have that much to balk about.
Every statement, every single question that I asked her, she had a legitimate answer.
Yep.
Shocked the crap out of me.
And that was, what, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
Actually, a little bit longer. But anyway, yeah, I was ready. I was prepared. And as far as how did we...
What was the reason?
The reason? I wanted him to get away from the stressful 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday life, work
Life.
I knew that he had the knowledge and the connections to be able to kind of go out on his own and do radio stuff. And right around that time, my sister asked me to do some work for her. So it really just kind of worked out for us to have jobs and be able to just take off. And we didn't own a house, so we didn't have any ties to, you know, strap us down. Our daughter had grown and had met Kent, and so we felt really good about her position, her situation, and so it was like, okay, let's go.
The transition was fairly simple
It
for
was.
us.
We went from a house we rented, and we did garage sales every month, and then luckily our landlady had like a little apartment attached to her house.
Almost like a mother-in-law's apartment.
Yeah, so we moved into that.
And that was
for
only
a few months.
800 square feet.
It was little. Yeah,
tiny.
little. Upstairs, downstairs, but really tiny. And so we moved into that for a few months, and then we made the transition into Talo. And we had Talo parked right outside our door. So we basically started living in Talo early, you know, before we actually hit the road. We would go into the apartment to use the shower and the restroom just because, you know, we didn't want to have to keep moving this to take it to dump tanks. So, but otherwise we slept in here. We had our nice big bed in here. So we just transitioned fairly easily.
Yeah.
So I think that answered all three questions.
I think so. Couple more questions for you. Becky asked, how do you bake in such a small oven?
And let's be clear, I don't think this is our Becky. This is a different Becky.
No, this is a different Becky.
Because our Becky knows how to bake in her oven. It's easy. But you have, it's not a set it and forget it. I pay attention to what it is, and I do not have a pizza stone or a tile or anything in our oven. I just raise the rack up above. Well, it depends on what I'm making, but if it's like cookies, I do it on the very top rack. I put it up in the highest position, and then I rotate it. And I learned an easy way is to do them on a pizza pan. That way I just turn the pan around and nothing in the middle, and then so the center doesn't get burned and everything cooks just fine. I've made turkey, ham, breads, cakes, pies,
all kinds of desserts.
Everything that you do in an oven, I do in my RV oven. But you just pay attention to what you're doing.
All right, somebody else on YouTube asked us, their name is, or their channel, I guess, is Getting Down With It. When you do stay in RV parks, have you ever run into the 10-year rule for RVs? One time, early on, it was Orange Grove in Bakersfield. They instituted a 10-year rule, and we missed it by that much. But because we had been there prior to being 10 years old in this RV, they let us stay there. But I think if we would have been new people to the park, they would have kicked us right out and said, nope, your RV's too old.
And we had to provide pictures, our registration, title, I mean, everything.
Even though we had been there before, we still had to do that.
Yep, we had to do everything. And they come up with some wacky excuse that isn't true. So they said it was a California law.
Yeah.
And blah, 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 that it has to do with whether your sanitation tanks have been inspected. And it's like, there's no such thing.
Yeah. So we just stopped going to that park.
Yeah. But that's the only one. And we just, if it says that, we just don't even try. Just go and stay there.
We go someplace else, or we just stop now in Boondock. It just doesn't matter anymore.
Yep. What's the next one?
Next one's from John. John's got 2 questions for us. First one is, how many miles are on your truck, and are you going to go to Starlink internet? What kind of internet do you have right now? How many miles are on our truck? We're right at 201,000 miles.
Diesel.
Getting there. Basically, it's a baby just broke in at 200,000 miles. A lot of people say, what is it, 150,000 before it's actually broke in if you're driving a diesel. So we feel we've got another lifetime.
Oh, you better knock on wood. I'm holding the camera. I can't do it. Knock on wood. Come on. Okay, I'll do it with this one. Knock on wood. I'll probably move the camera now.
All right, his second, are you going to go to Starlink internet? What do you have now? We are not looking at Starlink internet. I don't think we need it at this point. We have Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T. We have unlimited on all of those. The AT&T is our golden egg. It's the old Mobley plan, $23 a month, $22, $23.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Totally unlimited, unthrottled. We love it to death. Our T-Mobile plan is a data-only plan that is 100 and something gigs a month for cheap price. We love that. And our phones, we have a plan for our phones on Verizon, and then we have a standalone data plan on Verizon. It's 150 gigs, and that's only $40 a month, I think, because we're grandfathered in on that, and they haven't raised the rates. Shh.
You better knock on wood again. Knock on wood.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
Okay, got another question from our dear friend, Jay Albright.
Hi, Jay.
We love you, Jay. Jay says, will you ever stop in Las Vegas again, or do your many Vegas pals need to start thinking about going to Pahrump to see you in the fall?
We're sorry, Jay.
It was just the one time we missed.
I know.
We'll be back to Vegas. We like the Las Vegas RV resort that we stay in up in the northeast section of Vegas. It's convenient for us, so we will definitely be back to Vegas.
And if we don't, we will definitely make sure that we meet up with you near Pahrump or in Pahrump or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. So, nothing to worry about, Jay.
We're sorry.
All right, we're getting close to the end. got some of my radio friends who have asked some questions. Aaron?
We have a lot of serious friends.
Yes. Aaron Goodwin. Bubba. What famous Citadel program director had his luggage filled with horse shit? That would be me. When we were all in a radio group called Citadel, scattered across the country, every summer we would go to the CEO's, the chairman of the board's house in Big Fork, Montana, for managers meetings.
Meetings.
We actually...
Yeah, they met all at the same place. Yeah. Okay.
So we would play tricks on each other. I mean, so many crazy things. And to explain what happened here, all I had was a carry-on. When I got to the airport in Big Fork or wherever, out of Kalispell, wherever we flew out of, it was out of the Kalispell airport. People kept looking at me like, God, that guy stinks. I didn't know. It was a heavy drinking night before. So I flew all the way back from Kalispell, Montana to Reno, and I think I had a stopover and a layover in the Salt Lake City airport for God knows how long, and I kind of looked like Pigpen with just stuff coming up from me. I didn't know my bag was full of that stuff until I got home and opened it up.
That was before Lori. Yeah, no. Thank goodness.
And then my darling Brooks O'Brien, another
Brooksy.
radio friend of mine. She is a doll. I love her
great.
to death. I love
great.
her almost as much as I love her husband, Ron.
Right. We went to their wedding.
Brooksy says, would you two like a shot of Jägermeister? That's for another video if I ever do one called Radio Stories.
Oh my gosh, that would be an awesome video.
And then my best buddy ever, Chuck Reeves. He asks, have you ever driven an 18-wheeler? First off, he didn't clarify who you is in this video, so I'm going to let Lori answer.
No, I have not.
And that's the end of that question.
That's all he's going to say about that.
That's another radio story.
Yep. So our last question that we're going to do is from a Jolene Vernon. Who is your favorite child to visit, and why is it Jolene? We love all our kids. We love you, Jolene.
Jolene
Is my oldest.
another bonus daughter for me.
Yep, our oldest girl.
Yes.
Yep.
I love her to death. I love her family to death. I love all three of your kids to death.
Thank you. Ow. Oh, hello.
So there you go. Another Ask Us Anything. This is part 2. All the questions that we asked you to come up with. I hope you enjoyed this video. We had fun doing it and putting it together.
Yeah, thank you. We'll do it again sometime.
Sometime in the future, maybe we'll throw another one up. We'll do a part 3 if we get questions lined up on YouTube or our Facebook page or something like that.
I hope you enjoyed the our goofy friends from radio's questions.
They are out there. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is what you get. Make sure, if you haven't as of yet, click the subscribe button, then ring the bell and get notified every time we put up a brand new video. Appreciate you watching.
See ya.
Take your banner and raise it to the sky.
I wonder if my head's chopped off. Now I don't know if you're in it. You need a longer arm.
We need a GoPro with the screen on the front of it, though, so we can see what we're doing.
GoPro, stop recording. Hey, GoPro, stop recording.
GoPro, stop recording.